when things were seemingly at their worst, after a loss like the one that Cleveland had in Game 1, everything going wrong at the worst time? How does a superstar player able to lift someone lift teammates in the face of great adversity?
Well, there's just so much confidence in that player amongst the group. So that's how it was with Michael. You know, if we lost a game, you know, you go back to the hotel, you're upset, and then you go, oh yeah, we got Michael. We're going to win Game 2. And that's the kind of confidence he inspired in the group. And then, you know, the way he carried himself, it was same way, like, we got this, you know, and it's a huge asset to have guys with that kind of confidence. We've got that on our team. I know they've got it with LeBron, and that's why we're both in the finals.
Michael on the right.
Steve, Michael Levy, Yahoo Sports. What have you noticed with Kevin Durant during this postseason run compared to last year? It seemed like last year was a much easier ride, but it seems more challenging. What are you seeing about what he's shown you?
I think just same thing that our team has shown. You know, last year was a pretty smooth ride, and we were clicking. You know, we didn't have injuries. We had a pretty healthy run. I think this year it's just been harder, I think, overall, just because of the cumulative wear and tear of the journey. And so Kevin's he's still been great. He hasn't probably been as consistent as he was last year, but neither have we. You know, I would say that about every one of our guys. So it's been a little different vibe. But that's okay. You know, every trip's a little different, and we're right where we want to be, and we're all very confident that we're going to get better from here.
In the center?
Coach Logan Murdoch, Bay Area News Group. In the conference call, you said that Andre was doubtful, and he wasn't on the court today. At least we didn't see him. And is there a fear that, you know, he might not make it to this series? Is there any fear of that for you?
It's just day to day. We don't think about, you know, what's going to happen later on. It's just each day he's getting a little better, and he's still doubtful for tomorrow, but making some strides.
Tim on the left side.
When you went over the tape, obviously LeBron scored 51, but were you generally okay with the looks you gave up? Do you think they were challenged most of the time, or were you upset with some of those looks?
With him in particular?
Yeah.
Okay with some of them. I didn't think we made him work hard enough, though. I thought everything was smooth sailing for him. And, you know, it's one thing to have a philosophy where you're going to say, hey, we're going to, you know, make this guy beat us and shut everybody else down. You can have that philosophy in general. A lot of teams have done it, you know, with superstars in the past, whether you're talking about Kobe or Michael or LeBron or whoever. But it only works if you actually make the guy have to really use a lot of energy, and so that's not necessarily our strategy. You know, of course, we're trying to keep other guys down. But we've got to make them work harder in general. I thought our defense was subpar the other night.
When you say make it harder or make him, is that more into him? Is that generally what you think when you say make it harder?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've studied, you know, the sets that they like to run, and so you get to a certain set, you've got to, you know when to put pressure on him, when to back off, and it's kind of typical in a series. The first game, you sort of feel it out. And then you start to get more comfortable, but yeah, we got to put more pressure on him. We can't, we can't just sit back and let him pick us apart.
Ryan Gorsey, San Francisco Examiner. Is Kevin one of those guys where you go back to the hotel and you're like, okay, we have him, we'll be fine, and then a day after after he has a game like he had in Game 1, what do you see out of him in practice?
Yes, Kevin is one of those guys. Ultimate confidence guys. So when you know he's on your side, you know, you think back to Game 7 against Houston, all those shots he hit down the stretch. There's, you know, not many people on earth who can do, you know, what he can do under pressure in the playoffs. So he's an unbelievable talent and safety valve anytime we need him to get a bucket. He's focused. He knows he didn't play very well in Game 1. He's excited for Game 2.
Those 5 assists that he got, can that help a guy maybe get a little more consistent, a little more confident, even if his shot's not falling?
Kevin's a great all-around player. I mean, he's going to fill up the stat sheet, and he did pass the ball well. I'm not sure a player of that caliber requires something, an assist to get him going. I think he's got a lot going for him already.
Anthony
Anthony,
Schnitter with The Athletic. Could you contrast the defensive challenges for Kevon in this series and Jordan Bell in this series compared to Houston when it was on the island versus Harden? Now it's LeBron, it's Love at times.
Yeah. Well, I think not just for Kevon, but for all of our bigs. The last series was about one-on-one isolation defense, and then containing the dribble, step back threes, or contain the dribble and defend without fouling. And it was, repetitive. Our guys got used to that. This is different. When you get switched on to LeBron, he's different from Harden. He's going to look to pass early in a possession. They're running a lot of sets, really good sets where they isolate him, but then you got Corver on a pin down, or you got Love off of a curl. And so there's more going on around that isolated player. For the most part with Cleveland, and LeBron obviously such a great passer. He's gonna try to pick you apart.
Thank you, Coach.